Welcome to Ball Talk with the Boys, episode 2. I'm your host, Kevin Kelly, and boy, do we have a great show for you today on this lovely Ball Talk Tuesday. That's right. Every Tuesday for the rest of the football season, we will be recording this podcast and uploading to YouTube as soon as possible. For those of you with a fried attention span, like myself, we've posted more content and shorter clips to our TikTok page at Ball Talk with the Boys. It'll be linked down below in the description. And hey, while you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we'd love to have you be a part of Ball Talk Nation. With that being said, I am not alone today. I'm joined by a man who's an avid sports lover. He's a University of South Carolina grad, and he is currently a part of a roller skating dynasty.
Let's go, man.
The one and only
Cameron Hall. Come on, guys.
Let's go.
We had a great episode 1. You guys turned out a lot on YouTube, and we've got a few extra followers on the TikTok so far. So thank you guys for coming in, supporting. We appreciate that. We're going to go right into rolling into NFL today. Last week we started with college, so we're going to switch it up a little bit on you. We're going to start at the beginning of the week. First game of the weekend, we're going to go with the Broncos and the Raiders. And I think that Bo Nix's sophomore slump is something serious.
No, it is something serious. We were talking about it earlier, man. They're 7-2. They have a great record, top of their division, the AFC West right now. But come playoff time, man, I think they're an early out, brother. Bo Nix and that offense has to step up, which, it's RJ Harvey season. We'll see if that makes a difference. But like I said, you got to beat Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen. You're not going to do that playing this good defense.
Not going to do that
score.
with 13 points.
Yeah.
Biggest thing is Bo Nix. He's starting to look a lot more like Auburn Bo Nix than he did Oregon Bo Nix. If you look at his numbers at Oregon, though, I mean, he was not shooting it down the field.
No.
He was giving off little screens and everything, letting them run down the sidelines. He just doesn't have a lot of accuracy. You watch him, he rolls out half his balls, he just heaving it into the air. I mean, he doesn't have any target that he's looking for, double, triple coverage.
Yeah.
You look over on the sidelines, Sean's just distraught.
Yeah.
But one thing about Sean, he's big-headed, so he's never going to deny the fact that Bo was his guy because at the beginning of the season he was talking about that. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about the Broncos. Like you said, they got to beat a lot of AFC teams that have a lot of firepower on offense. And right now, it's going to take a little bit of a switch up to be able to kind of get them back where they want to go.
I saw reports that they were all in on Jalen Waddle. I think they should have made that move, man. They needed like a difference maker on offense for Bo Nix to go to. Because right now, I mean, they got Cortland Sutton and Troy Franklin. I mean, that ain't gonna cut it when you playing the Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, he's lost all of his confidence. It seems like. I mean, I've never seen a second-year player that had way better accuracy his rookie year. He came in this year. He was looking all right at the beginning, and then you look at him now. He just looks like a ghost out there. Every throw that he misses, he's walking off the sidelines with his head down. Got players patting you on the back. It's not a good thing for a quarterback.
It's all confidence.
You don't want the line tapping the quarterback.
Yeah,
that's not a good way to. It's not a good way to. At that point, you got a lot more things to worry about than his accuracy. Yeah, they were. When it comes to the games this weekend, I mean, we wanted to talk a lot of games, kind of give a lot of recap. There were just a lot of blowouts this weekend, so there weren't really any crazy games to talk about in terms of NFL. So we're just going to hit on a few key points that we took away from the weekend. My number one is Stafford.
Dude, Stafford.
Him and Devontae Adams.
Stafford MVP, 37-year-old.
Yeah, he looks.
Dude, he's legit. Bro.
For him to have not had any spring training, for him to have come in without being with Devontae at all.
Yeah.
There were a lot of reports that people didn't think they were going to be able to mesh or take them to the middle of the season. We're 8-9 games in, and Devontae Adams looks just as good now as he did in his prime with Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, they get the goal line. That's all they do, just throw jump balls to Devontae. And you can't stop it. Stafford puts it right on him. And Devontae's the best at that, over the shoulder and one-handed catch in the end zone.
And it looks identical. I mean, if you change the jerseys and put Rodgers on the back of that jersey, the way they're throwing it, it's the same exact play, that over the shoulder, like you said, in the back of the end zone. I mean, they have got a crazy thing going there for the Rams.
That's crazy, dude. 37 years old. I mean, Stafford's one of the best of all time, but he has no All-Pros. He has no MVP. So if he won MVP and made All-Pro, that would be huge for his Hall of Fame status, brother. I mean, he might go down as one of the greatest of all time if he can get that, win another Super Bowl.
Well, he's also showing the haters, too. I mean, at 37 years old, he's currently on the peak for this to be one of his best seasons.
He's playing his best ball right now. I think he's had, 3 games, four touchdowns and no interceptions.
And everybody was thinking that their window was closing. If he's playing like this and they keep Devontae for 3 or 4 more seasons, they might just be beginning.
You know what's crazy? They also have a top 10 pick right now because of the Falcons.
I know.
That's crazy. The Falcons traded away a first-round pick for James Pierce last year.
Yep, James Pierce. It looks like they probably should have just took James Pierce. Walker's not doing too much. So, I mean, the Pierce pick wasn't bad, but
the fact they gave up first round and now the Rams can go win a Super Bowl and then have a top 10 pick.
And that just shows you, I feel like that just shows you what cohesion does to a team. When you have your GM, your head coach, and your quarterback all on the same page, Matthew Stafford right now is making less money than Trevor Lawrence per year.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, man.
And that just goes to show that Stafford, he knows I'm 39, I'm 40. I don't have a lot of people helping me out.
Win. Yeah,
exactly. And they look really good right now.
They do. I guess it's a three-headed race right now for him, Stafford, Drake May, and Jonathan Taylor for MVP. Man,
yep.
I think, man, the season Jonathan Taylor's having right now, though, man, how do you not give him MVP?
I know. What, over 280 total yards, 3 total touchdowns in one game?
He's on pace for 30 touchdowns this season, brother. That's like historically the best season of all time for a running back. But here's the thing. He's third place right now in the odds for MVP because it's a quarterback award, man.
I know.
I mean, it's been, 12 years since there's been a non-quarterback to win the MVP, and that was Adrian Peterson. But they showed the stats comparing Adrian Peterson's season to this of Jonathan Taylor's. Dude, Jonathan Taylor has 17 touchdowns right now through, week 10, week 11?
Yeah.
At this point, Adrian Peterson in his MVP season only had 7. So how do you not give it to Jonathan Taylor? I mean, I know he'll win Offensive Player of the Year, but it's quarterback. I get it. Quarterback is the most valuable position, but still, dude. Hey, shout out Jonathan Taylor, man, for what he's doing.
Yeah, you look ahead, like you said, Drake May. I mean, man, he's the opposite of Bo Nix. He went from last year, everybody was kind of teetering about him a little bit, but that just goes to show what a good coach can do for you. You got Mike Vrabel out there, puts the confidence in him that he needs, gets him a good offensive coordinator who knows the way that the Patriots want to play football. And guys, I hope you enjoyed it because the Patriots had about 5 years off, but it looks like they're right back where they left off. So, Patriots fans, congratulations.
Yeah.
Rest of the NFL, look out because it looks like the Chiefs are going to be around, but it looks like they might be kind of sloping down a tad. If the Patriots stay hot like this, we might be looking at another dynasty run for them.
And what's crazy, they have the most cap space going into next year.
Yeah.
And they're a young roster. I mean, they're really not spending that much money. Dude, Vrabel and them boys got it going on, man. Hey.
I mean, Drake May's throwing a hoop booty.
Dude. 33-year-old Stephon Diggs.
8-year Stephon Diggs, who just came off the ACL injury, and he's making him look back like prime Diggs when he was on the Vikings.
Yeah.
First or second year with the Bills. So, I mean, Drake May, props to him, too. We're talking about players of the weekend. He's up there for sure.
Yeah.
I would like to add on, dude, Sam Darnold. I talked about him and the Seahawks a bunch last week, but I'm going to have to double down on that because Sam has looked incredible.
Man, Sam's a dog.
I mean, this team, this Seattle team doesn't have any holes. I mean, their defense is electric. Mike has been an incredible first-year head coach, second-year head coach.
This is second year,
Sophomore year, second-year head coach. I mean, he's young. He's got that fire in him.
Yeah, still the youngest coach,
Yeah, to be, I would say he's probably the best defensive coach in the league right now.
By far, the stuff they run is like it's Star Wars, basically.
Yeah.
The schemes are crazy. I mean, they just had 2 touchdowns on defense last week. I mean, that's crazy because they're on a historic pace.
And everybody's talking about offensive head coaches. Nobody's really looking for defensive guys. So when they hired McDonald, everybody kind of was a little bit confused, questioning about it because there was a lot of other good coaches that were playing on that offensive side. But he's looking great. Seattle's looking great. They just added Shaheed. I mean, he did exactly what we thought we did. He opened up that offense. I mean, they were 35 points in a quarter and a half, was it? 35-0. I mean, the game was over. That's why I said that window was just awful to watch. That game was over before you could even blink.
A lot of blowouts this week.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle. I'm doubling down on their Super Bowl spot too. And the more confident that Sam Darnold's going to get, and if that defense can stay healthy, I mean, that team looks unbeatable.
Yeah, the sky's the limit, dude.
They look unbeatable.
The next thing we're going to talk about is big news out of the NFL this weekend. Brian Daboll getting fired, man. I think the Giants' job is probably the number one job this offseason. If I was a head coach, brother, it's very, very attractive with Jackson Dart, man. That's who we were praising Jackson Dart last week, dude. But
just find a head coach that doesn't run him head first into 3 defensive
I think that's why he got. I mean,
God Almighty.
If you're a Giants fan, you had to be grateful for Daboll because he's the reason y'all even have Jackson Dart, right? He pounded the table for him
first,
but he tried to kill him out there. I mean, dude, head first. Of course, I get he was coaching for his job, so I mean, you kind of have to do what.
Yeah, he's doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, he don't really care, but it didn't work out, or whatever. But if I'm a head coach, dude. They have a legit young defensive line. I know the secondary's terrible, but they have weapons. Blake Neighbors will be back next year. Cam Scatterby will be back next year.
I think that's the thing that kind of killed him too. Like when Neighbors went out, that was already like, okay, let's just hang on for dear life and see what we can do. Scatterby was the heartbeat of the team. You lose him.
That's a culture guy.
Yeah, coach and quarterback. You could kind of see it in both their eyes. They were like, all right, we gotta reset here. And then Jackson Dart. I mean, at this point in the season, when you lose both those players, he's now probably your number one offensive guy.
Yeah.
And like Kevry said, whenever you are coaching for your job, you don't want to take Jackson's head off. But I'm sure that Daboll probably had
He's
a little
trying to
bit in
win.
the back of his
Yeah.
mind, knowing that this could be his last game
Yeah.
if he didn't pull it out.
I mean, that's what's working for him. And you look at the stats, dude. I just saw a stat this weekend. It said Jackson Dart, through his first 7 starts, has 7 rushing touchdowns. So he has a rushing touchdown every game. And the only other rookie quarterback to ever do that is Cam Newton. So, I mean, he's in – shout out Cam Newton, by the way. Miss you, buddy.
I think the difference in that health, though, is the fact that Cam had him by about 100 pounds,
Yeah,
5 inches.
yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
it's a little
You got
different.
Cam Newton running at you like a tight end. It's a little bit different
Yeah.
than Jackson Dart. I mean, he's not small by any means, but that's what people don't realize with this new NFL. These quarterbacks are on average 3-4 inches shorter. Like people look at Josh Allen, they're like, look at this massive alien of a quarterback. 15 years ago, that was the average size.
Oh yeah. You got to be 6'5".
You had Peyton Manning, you
225,
had Tom Brady. I mean, these guys were thick, stout, 6'5", 6'6". I mean,
pause.
Oh God, yeah, pause.
Thick,
stout. Hey, I doubled down on that. I stick by what I said. Everybody knew what I meant. But yeah, that was the whole quarterback. I mean, the whole quarterback in the entire league back then. So
couldn't have no Bryce Young back then.
No, absolutely not.
It
looks like
you still can't.
It looks like you still can't have a Bryce Young. But yeah, Brian Daboll fired. There was another leak that came out saying that apparently he declined a 12 men on the field penalty when they were at the 1 yard line. So instead of going for a touchdown to go up 17, I think it was 17 or 14, he decided to go for the field goal, play it safe because it looked like he was fighting for his job. And then, as they've done every game this season, they completely just fall apart and embarrass themselves. So that was a rough game, but Daboll's out. A little bit more breaking news. I mean, you got the Lions basically benching their offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan Campbell came out, said that he was going to begin running plays for Detroit,
and that offense was humming.
They were looking good with Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have somebody like Dan Campbell, a lot of head coaches, like for example, you look at the Harbaugh brothers, they have that same energy when it comes to Dan Campbell being a leader of men.
They're dogs, man. They're dogs.
But the difference is both those coaches, those brothers have made it known they're not hopping on the defense. They're not hopping on the offense. They are going to pick a coordinator that they think can run their team for them. Mm-hmm. It takes some balls for Dan Campbell to say, give me that play sheet. And it wasn't in a big game. The reason I think that he might be done for the season, their offensive coordinator, what's his name? I can't even think of his. I mean, I know he's 55, 60 years old and had never had one. Yeah. So that's probably why we can't even recognize who he is right now. But like I said, he was out there. It wasn't a game they necessarily had to make the switch. Yeah. But the fact that Dan made it when he did kind of makes me concerned for the offensive coordinator going forward, because at this point it seems like Dan's doing this thinking in the playoffs, I don't trust this guy to make my play calls. Yeah. He's not doing what he needs to do to get the job done. So I'm going to go ahead and get my reps in now to where when the playoffs come, I'm not going into week 1 of the playoffs with my first game coaching. So.
And what people don't realize about Dan Campbell, they all think he's defense. No, Dan's an offensive guy. He's a tight end in the league.
He's a tight end for the Lions.
And honestly, when he took over play calling, dude, the offense looked good. He made it simple, brother. Give my best players the ball. He got Amon-Ra the ball. He got Jameson Williams the ball. He got Jahmyr Gibbs the ball. Mm-hmm. I feel like sometimes y'all overcomplicate it, man. Just get your best players the ball in space and let him cook, man. I mean, that's what he did, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, and then you got also the Steelers.
Yeah.
Brutal game for the Steelers.
Yeah, brutal. Prime time.
Not good for the Steelers out there. Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers, it looks like their run is about to be up. Yeah. I mean, they had a good couple weeks, but at the end of the day, when it comes to a human being, when it comes to a coach, sometimes mediocrity can get a little bit boring and a little bit nonchalant, but you don't want to
shout out Blake Faulkner.
Little Mr. Nonchalant.
Mr. Nonchalant self.
But yeah, when it comes to mediocrity, you get a little bit bored with it. Sometimes you get a little complacent with it as well. Yeah. I think Mike, it's time for him to move on. I'm not saying that he can't be a coach at a college place. I'm not saying he can't be a coach at another NFL spot, maybe even a defensive coordinator. But for the Steelers and for him, it's obvious that this is just a never-ending cycle. Yeah. And I really think that they are going to have to bite the bullet on him.
Reset, dude. They have to. They're not really good quarterback doing this.
They have too good of a team, too good of a family owning it to just be this average all the time.
Man, yeah.
I mean, it's almost to the point they're trying to stick with their guns of we don't fire coaches, and that's mainly the only reason that they're keeping Mike at this point.
Hey, you can guarantee 9-8 with Mike Tomlin right now, and I think that's the worst thing if I was coach, man. I wish they would suck for a year and then they get a quarterback, dude. Absolutely. But right now, I mean, you know what's happening. 9-8's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why even whenever the Baltimore was 2-5 or whatever, they were still favorites to win the division. Look at them now. I mean, they're going on a little run. But hey, Baltimore's probably going to win that division because
they're going to win that division because the Steelers can't do anything and Joe Burrow can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it was breaking news. 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers comes to the Steelers, and everybody was like,
"Yeah,
we knew what was going to happen."
Yeah.
At least in my mind, I was like, "Okay, 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers is going to be a disaster."
Yeah.
And it started off a little bit interesting, I would say. They had a nice little run there, but even then, I was like, I mean, you got DK Metcalf after that. Who's your next best player?
It's not even that Aaron's playing bad. It's just like, dude, they found Aaron's playing good enough to win games. The defense has regressed so much, dude. The defense was the strength, so they were playing good defensive ball the last couple of years and had Kenny Pickett at quarterback, so they couldn't play in the offense. This year, they're scoring points. I mean, obviously they didn't Sunday Night Football, but they're scoring points. The defense is selling them this year, so I don't know, man. It's just a mess right now.
And you talk about getting a receiver when you have Jacoby Myers, when you have Jalen Waddle out there, you don't go get them. You're running 3 tight ends.
Calvin Austin 5,
80% of the time, if you have 3 tight ends on the field, you obviously have no receiver.
Yeah.
So
they should.
That was absolutely brutal on that part. So that was, like I said, the games weren't too great for the NFL, so we just kind of wanted to touch on some key points of the week.
Yeah.
We're going to roll into college now, get into a couple games of the week. We're going to be honest, we had a little wedding for our buddy Alex this weekend, so we kind of touched base on college a little bit. We were watching what we could on our phone. We were trying to support our boys, so we'll go into the games a little bit. Congratulations to the boy. So first game of the weekend that kind of caught our eye, Penn State. Penn State seems like they have a little bit of fight left. Seems like that might have kind of taken the heart out of them there. Indiana, though, it seems like this could be their year. You always have that one team that finds a way to pull these games out, these games that you shouldn't normally win.
It's like fate's on their side this year. I think it might be the year for Indiana.
Exactly. And then Mendoza, you have him out there. I mean, this wasn't one of his best games, but if on your worst game you can still control the game and get your team to a victory at the end, then
what more can you ask for?
Exactly. A crazy toe tap in the back of the end zone to take the lead with like 45 seconds left. I mean, that was an insane game. But shout out to Penn State. Shout out to their fans. I mean, they came in on a game that really they have nothing to lose. They gave their all, and they gave Indiana a run for their money. But like we said, sometimes when you have a team that's built the way Indiana is, you have a coach that gives you the confidence that he gives you on a weekly basis.
And a Heisman favorite quarterback, #1 pick. He's a dog, dude. He's a dog.
He is. But when you have Signetti on your side and he's sitting there telling you every play, 30 seconds left, we're going to win this ball game, that makes a world of difference, especially when it comes to a 22-year-old college athlete.
That's true. Hey, the next game we're going to highlight is my favorite team, Clemson. Got a huge win over Florida State. I mean,
huge.
Yeah, 4 wins.
Battle of the Fours.
I know. Anytime you can beat a rival like Florida State, though, we'll take it, man.
Yeah.
Going into it, I thought we'd lose.
Absolutely.
The defense finally showed up. I know week 9 already in here, and they finally showed up. All the talent, first-round picks. But, hey, man, it's huge.
Because you had your man in the middle. Brent Venables was there.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Hey, we miss you.
Players look.
Please come back.
Players look. They're like, come on, man.
Yeah,
we got to lock in. Brent's here.
They said he was actually helping Dabo before the game.
Oh, I bet he was. Golly, I bet he was. Clemson averaging giving up 30 points a game, 40 points a game. Brent said, "Hey, Brent, come over and talk to me. Give me a little bit of help."
We need all the help we get, man.
Yeah, I agree. Big win for Clemson there. Huge win for the Gamecocks this weekend. We didn't play bye week, so we didn't lose either.
Let's go.
Big game for South Carolina when you don't lose. I'll take a bye week any day. I was smiling ear to ear all day Saturday. So Auburn-Vandy was also a really, really good game. Overtime game. Vandy has proven that they can stick in a game with their defense and they can also run it up with their offense. Right. They got a really good shot to make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, they got Tennessee at the end of the season. That's kind of a concerning game for Vandy because they're going to go into that game. Tennessee's been in this spot before. Vandy hasn't. Tennessee has kind of played their way out of the playoffs. So I bet in their mind, Josh is probably just telling them, do not let the Vanderbilt Commodores make the playoffs.
Over us, yes.
Please.
Yeah.
Because we're getting every single Tennessee recruit every single year. We can't start losing people to
Dude, I tell you what, Nashville, they got money, brother. Like Nashville,
they do.
If I'm a college student, I know the academics.
It's an awesome place to go.
It's awesome. That's what I'm saying about college kids being in Nashville playing SEC football, and they have a lot of investors there. They have money there, so I mean, we'll see if their coach stays.
I was going to say that's the big thing. Clark Lee is the determiner of that.
If he leaves, I mean, GG's on that. But brother, shout out Vanderbilt.
They look great. Like I said, they had their back against the wall. Auburn took an early 14-3 lead.
Came back. Yeah.
And we thought, I thought the game was over there.
We thought our bet was cooked.
Yeah, but hey, nothing like a backdoor cover.
Hey,
Nothing like a backdoor cover. Shout out that Vanderbilt -6.5.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got Oregon and Iowa as well. That one stood out to me. Iowa, they're not in the playoff race. I mean, they were somewhat in it before this week, but I can't tell if this is Iowa having an incredible defense or if this is Oregon being a little bit more fraudulent than we assumed they were. Everybody was still giving them the benefit of the doubt on that Penn State win, saying that you can't say Penn State was not good because now they're like mentally out compared to them being in during that game.
Yeah.
But the way they look against Iowa, number one, I agree. Going into Iowa, it is a hard place to play. It is a hard place to get offense moving. I mean, they play a special teams and a defense-driven game.
It's smart football,
Yeah, they play very smart football. I mean, pin you in within the 5, get you a 3 and out, kick me the ball back at the 50. I'm going to get 25 yards, kick a field goal, and then you better just pray to God that you can score before
don't
the
make
end
any
of the half.
mistakes. Yeah,
you turn around and Iowa's up 6-0, and for any other team, it's like, oh no, like we got to score some points. Iowa's like, we got you right where we want you. Yeah. So I mean, Oregon. I mean, don't get me wrong, they didn't play a good game by any means.
Still found a way to win.
But Iowa's definitely frisky on that defensive side, like they are every single year.
Yeah.
They got a couple of big games coming up. They're playing USC next week. That could be USC still a little bit in the hunt for the playoff, so that's a big game for them because they're going. Is at USC, so they won't have that Iowa home field advantage.
Yeah.
But I mean, USC's got to watch out because that Iowa team is frisky and they got a tough game coming up.
Yeah, I mean, is it really that much of a home field advantage at USC though? I mean, in California, nobody really cares about football that much.
Absolutely,
I mean, not the kids at least. But next thing we want to talk about is our Heisman front runners. Yeah. I know we just hit on one of them, Fernando Mendoza. Man, he has 71% completion percentage. 2,300 yards, 26 touchdowns, 5 picks, and 5 more
on the ground.
On the ground, yeah.
He's looking really good. He's like in my opinion, he is a mobile Jared Goff.
Yeah,
that's kind of what he reminds me of because he's not as fast. He's not going to get out there and break 8 tackles like Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Run around the corner, running a 4.5 40. He's not going to do that, but he's sneaky elusive. He can get out of the pocket when he needs to, and like I said, 5 rushing touchdowns for a pocket quarterback. He's
got wheels. He's got wheels, man. I mean, 6'5", he's 230, man. Hey, that's a franchise QB right there.
Yeah, 26 touchdowns, 5 picks. I mean, that's a great stat line right now. And we'll go on. Our next one's going to be Julian Sand. But the difference between that, Julian Sand, you can't kick a guy for having a bad schedule for his team. But Indiana has had a very tough schedule up to this point. They played Iowa, like we were talking about. They took them down to the wire. They played Oregon, beat them in Eugene, and now they come in and they, like I said, Penn State, bad record or not, is still Penn State. They still have those 4- and 5-star recruits. They're still fighting their ass off because they want to be able to make it to the NFL. They want to come back and have recruits come back and join them next season. Yeah. So they're all still going as hard as they can, and that was at Penn State too, which already adds onto the fire there. It's like a 3.5-point swing just because of that. But yeah, he's looked great against a tough schedule. He's got good players on his team. He's got good wide receivers beside him, but he enhances their play. He's clutch. Like I said, that toe tap throw wouldn't have been there if he wouldn't have threw it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, he's looking really good. Julian Sand, with this insane stat, 81% completion on the season is insane. Yeah. I think as of right now, he, as a true freshman, he is going in as, I think, one of the best completion percentages of all time.
No, 81% is insane.
For any player, he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks throughout a season. We'll see how the rest of the season goes, but he's looking to be number 1 of all time. 24 touchdown passes, 2,500 yards, and 4 picks. He doesn't have any rushing touchdowns. He really has only ran the ball like 20 times because he doesn't need to.
They don't need to,
They have an insane run game. They're down the field. Throwing game is incredible. He's an insane deep ball thrower.
Why risk getting injured?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
let Jeremiah Smith make the play, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart, brother.
Yeah, I think he's got like 21 rushes for like 28 yards. So
that's crazy.
He's either doing QB sneaks or trying to run around the edge to avoid a sack, get 1 or 2 yards. But you can obviously tell that is not their bread and butter in their offense. But hey, when you're throwing 81%, you don't need it.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
And then Marcel Reed, I feel like he makes the kind of the what am I trying to Heisman, the Heisman candidate list, not necessarily because of his stats like these other two guys, but just because of the way that he plays.
Yeah.
He has a style just like a frisky, like a little bit safer of like a a Johnny Manziel.
He reminds me almost like a Jaden Daniels, man. Like a younger Jaden Daniels.
Like a Jaden Daniels, like a Johnny Manziel, because he's not the biggest guy in the world. He's not thick, but when he needs to run the ball, he's super elusive.
He'll get that first down. Yeah.
He's got a surprisingly strong arm.
Yeah, he does.
Kind of like Jaden too. I feel like he doesn't give off the fact that he'd be a strong, big arm quarterback, but he is. I mean, he's got 19 touchdowns. Let's see, he's got 19 touchdowns, 6 picks, and 6 touchdowns on the ground. I want to say he's rushed for like 360, 380 yards.
It's 3rd and 10, he'll scramble around and get a first down.
And I mean, he's got Texas A&M to 9-0.
Yeah.
So that doesn't happen often. It doesn't. I mean, that team usually by now has already choked their way out of the season. But I guess when you got a coach like they do,
you got the money they got, bro.
Mike Elko.
Yeah.
He's a really good coach. He obviously did a lot at Duke.
Defensive
comes to Texas A&M. So but Marcel Reed's on that list too. All 3 of them, I think, are at the top of the race right now.
Who do you think got it? You think Fernando?
I think Fernando's got it as quarterback. But one of the things about Julian saying is Jeremiah Smith right now is like 4th in the race, but at like plus 4,500, something crazy like that. But all it takes is a big game at the end of the season, 250 yards, 2-3 touchdowns for Jeremiah Smith, just a breakout game, and you could turn around and see his name shoot to the top of that leaderboard.
I mean, that's really why Julian Saint's so good.
Yeah,
Jeremiah Smith.
That's the reason Travis Hunter won.
Yeah,
Travis Hunter I think he was 200 to 1 or 20, something crazy at the beginning of last season for him to be able to win the Heisman. And he had an insane game towards the end of the season. I can't remember who they were playing, but I remember he had like a touchdown and 2 turnovers. And he turned around and ended up having a great season. So I think that's all it takes. I think my sneaky pick will be Jeremiah Smith. I think if I had to choose out of the 3 quarterbacks that are currently available, I'm going Fernando Mendoza.
And I think my sneaky pick, I'm still a believer in Kate Klubnik, quarterback.
Yeah. That's a sneaky pick to start at a D1 program next year, much less that.
Hey, I was a believer before the season, brother. Man,
yeah,
he shit the bed.
Yeah, it was rough. But like I said, we have a TikTok that we run as well. We try to do our podcast as well as do those kind of short-term videos to give you guys a little insight on the way we're looking in our bets, the way we're looking in our fantasy projections. Like I said, Kevery kind of leads us with the fantasy. I go more on the betting side, but Kevery had some really good picks. Like we said earlier, Jackson Dart ended up being QB1 after Kevery went through, explained to you guys how that would happen. So we're actually going to go over a couple of those today during the podcast to give you a little bit more insight of word of mouth, and we'll also post those on our TikTok. So, Kevin, lead it off. Give us some of your fantasy picks for this week.
Yeah, for week 11, I've highlighted 3 running backs for this week that you should get in your lineup. If you don't have them, maybe trade for them. But these aren't going to be your, Christian McCaffreys. These aren't going to be the Jamar Chase of the world. These are going to be like sneaky picks that maybe are less known, but they have great matchups and they have high floors. So, number 1, I'm going to start off with Jaylen Warren, running back Pittsburgh, dude. He has been a steal at his ADP. In the draft, he was like 10th round or something like that. Dude, he's been a true workhorse. Here's the facts, man. He had 14 of the 16 carries by Pittsburgh's running back, so he got all the carries pretty much. And he's going against Cincinnati this week. That's the last run defense. Last time they played Cincinnati, Jaylen Warren now went for 160 total yards.
Yeah.
He had 19.8 fantasy points, and that's without a touchdown. So I think it's going to be a shootout again. I mean, Rodgers Flacco shootout part 2. So I think that's the number 1 star of the week for me. It's Jaylen Warren. And then we're going to go to number 2 would be Woody Marks, running back out of Texas. Woody Marks, hey, rookie from USC. He's been a stud, man. Hey, he's took over for the RB1 role from Houston. He took over for Nick Chubb. He has 16 touches to Nick Chubb's 6 last week. He's expecting a huge performance against the Titans, who are ranked 28th against the run. Last time they played the Titans, he erupted for 119 combined yards and 2 touchdowns in week 4. So, hey, make sure you get him in your lineup. And then my final pick would be Travion Henderson. He finally arrived, guys. Finally the breakout. We've been waiting all season, man. I mean, there's a bunch of hype around it. We talk about taking him in the 4th round or something like that in our mock drafts and stuff. But he finally arrived, and he has a great matchup this week. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson's still banged up. They have the Jets, who allowed the 8th most rushing yards per game at 104.6 yards. He had 14 carries last week, 147 yards, and 2 long touchdowns for 27 points last week. So don't miss out on that. It's another smash start for him versus the Jets with a positive game script. And with that being said, I'm going to pass over to Cam with your bets for the week.
All right, guys, so we got 4 bets for the week. 3 bets for the week. I got one little extra bet I'm going to throw in for the NFL for the season. So we're going to start college football. I got Bama -6 over Oklahoma. It's as simple as this. Bama has been a ride for me all season. They've had an incredible season so far, especially against the spread as favorites. So I really like them this week. -6 over, like I said, Oklahoma. They're playing in Tuscaloosa. So for me, that means a lot in terms of the spread. I think that gives them a few points there with that home field advantage. John Mateer has still not showed up, in my opinion, since he had that thumb surgery. So I would not put my eggs in the basket of John Mateer. I mean, they beat Tennessee the other week, but let's keep in mind Tennessee literally has probably the worst defense. He definitely in the SEC, one of the worst in all of D1 football.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think they're like bottom 120. So Alabama, their defense looks good. Not as great in years past, but they have a really good offense. I trust in them. So back them -6. Iowa +7 against USC. How I've been saying with Iowa, they held Indiana to I think 17 points. They held Oregon to 18 last week. I was not going to give you big numbers on the scoring side of things, but that USC team, they have a very explosive offense, but they also haven't played a defense like Iowa. Iowa's going to, in my opinion, I think they're going to take them. I think they're going to choke them out, win a little bit, score a little bit of points. I could see it being maybe like a 13-6, like a 13-10. So, like I said, they'll at least push on that +7. I could see them losing by 3, maybe getting a win there. So back Iowa +7 against USC. Going into the NFL, I really like Lions money line this week over the Eagles. The Eagles played in a cold atmosphere against Green Bay this week. I mean, it was a ground and pound smash ball game. It was 10-7 final. I think they're going to be a little bit worn out. That's a Monday night game, so they're going to be coming off of a short week. So make sure you tag in on the Lions there. Like I said, Dan Campbell had just switched over to the offensive play calling this week. Took it away from his offensive coordinator, and they scored, I think, 35 points this week. So he got them back rolling. Got Jameson Williams, one of the most explosive players in the NFL, back involved with that offense. So when you got two good teams like that, they're playing against each other. It's always hard not to back the Lions, especially when they're plus money. So they're at +120.
Yeah,
I like Lions money line +120 over the Eagles this week. And then a season-long bet, Kevin was bringing it up. The Ravens have been on a little bit of a heater here since they got Lamar back. At the end of the day, you can never count out a Harbaugh brother, especially when it comes to winning football games. They had a rough start. Defense looked rough, but they're getting their players back. They're getting healthy. I really think that they're gonna lock in the rest of the season. Biggest thing for that though is the plus money side of things. They're plus 1,400 right now to win the Super Bowl. You got teams like the Lions in front of them. You got teams like the Chiefs, the Bills. All of these teams that are in front of them also have shown weaknesses. The only reason that the Ravens are higher than them is because they have to win more games by the end of the season to be able to get in. I think if the Ravens make it to the playoffs, they have just as good of a chance as the Bills, as do the Broncos, as do a lot of half the NFC team, Green Bay. So back them because I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, I think coming into the season they were like the favorites to win the Super Bowl with the moves they made this offseason. That was my pick. We talked before the season. I had Ravens and Rams, and I thought 4 or 5 weeks ago, that was cooked. The Ravens looked terrible.
It all had to do with Lamar when
he was injuries,
back. But he got back a little bit quicker than I think people thought, and he's went right back to being Lamar.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton was hurt. I mean, Roquan Smith was hurt. That whole defense was hurt. So they're all getting healthy. Derrick Henry starting to look like Derrick Henry again. I like that.
But like I said, now that's a long shot bet.
Yeah,
that's like a half unit bet. I wouldn't put anything crazy on it. But with those type of odds, you throw a little 25 on it or something like that. I mean, you could turn around and make $300 or $400 off the Ravens, which coming into the season was the best odds to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it's time. It's time for either Lamar or Josh Allen to win the Super Bowl. So I like that. That's a sleeper pick to win the Super Bowl, bro.
And at this time, depression of the weekend. We're going back to our segments to end the week. Loser of the weekend, my boy Kevery. He took mine, so I went with another one. Kevery lead it off.
Yeah, my loser of the week, man. I hate to say it. Kills me to say it. Bryce Christopher Young. Oh,
it's over.
It's over, man. As much as we hate to hear that, gosh, brother, he's just not it. What made him great coming out of college was he was supposed to be Steph Curry of football. He was supposed to be the next Drew Brees, more accurate, more smarter. And he just doesn't have it. Sometimes it doesn't translate, man.
Yeah.
And I hope one day, like this gets clipped and it's like old takes exposed. It turns out to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Man, I'm praying for that. But dude, it's just like he just doesn't have the mentality. It's almost like he's scared to fail, and you can't have that. Like we're talking about Jackson Dart, the confidence. You have to have confidence in his quarterback,
and it's also just
he's so timid.
I don't necessarily think that his career is over in the NFL.
No, it's not.
I just think that it's over with us,
right?
Because there's something missing. It's either Dave has no trust in him, he has no trust in Dave's play calling, or he just is like you said, he's not level headed. Because he'll come out sometimes and he'll just sling the ball
firing,
around.
yeah.
They talked to Dave the other day, and they were asking why we haven't taken more downfield shots. And Dave said, whenever our offense looks consistent doing those type of plays, I'll start calling them. Which lets you know that kind of gave me a weird feeling because we've got Xavier Legette has been a mediocre. But when you get Ted McMillan and you get a big ball receiver like that, I mean, he's going down the field. You're not using him as quick slants. You're not using him with screens. That's a down the field shot receiver.
Dude, it's almost like everything has to always be going right for Bryson Ball, dude. And we don't ask too much from him. I mean, essentially he's a game manager, and obviously you don't want that from your first overall pick. You thought he was going to be a franchise changer, but I don't know, man. I mean, I get we don't have the best weapons. Legette,
but I agree.
Don't even get me started on Legette. You got less than 200 yards this season, brother, in your first round pick. We took you over the lad, bro. I could go on for that the rest of the show, brother. But yeah, as much as I hate to say it, man, I think Bryce, there's just nothing special about him in the NFL. He doesn't have a strong arm. He's not the most mobile, and obviously he's already dealing with being like 5'9" and 200 pounds, so he's already smarter than everybody. And I hate to say it, but yeah, that's my biggest loser of the week, man. Gosh, keep pounding though. Keep pounding, baby.
All right, mine is also going to lead to one of my favorite teams, but this is kind of a bigger story across the college football landscape. Carolina Gamecocks are the biggest loser of the week because
it's usually the case.
McShay came out and said that there's a lot of talk between NFL scouts, people that go to the combine, that Lenoris may be headed to Miami. His dad is usually pretty consistent, and he said that on them being loyal to the Gamecocks for giving him a chance. But at the end of the day, if they could double the money, they've already said Miami's made it known they're throwing a bag at a quarterback from the portal. So, I mean, if you got a guy like that who has Cam Ward upside, but way better athletically, I think that I could see him going to Miami. McShay usually is on top of things like that. So whenever he came out with that out of nowhere, I got a little bit depressed.
And to be honest with you, that makes sense, brother, because, I mean, look what – for the season, he's supposed to be the number one pick, right? And this season hasn't turned out the way South Carolina thought it was, but the talent around him is really, like, hindering his development. So I get him not going to the draft this season because, I mean, right now he's a late first-round pick. Yeah. Going to season, he's number one. So if he comes back to Miami, has a season like Cam Ward, and I mean, that's huge money, the late-round, first-round pick, the first overall pick. Yeah. So I can't blame him. And then, like I said, Miami will go to the portal and give him the receivers he needs, the running backs he needs. So.
And their schedule is a joke compared to the SEC. So they basically, as long as he don't choke like Carson Beck and Cam Ward have the past couple of years, they have a front row ticket.
And they have a real shot to win the Natty with them next year. I mean, dude, they give everything you need in Miami, brother. They'll work on the defense. They'll get all these top players to come. So if I was him, I know you want to be loyal. I know you're a South Carolina guy, man. But you got to do what's best for you, brother. Yeah. And if you're not going to the draft, you can't. I know it's going to pain you to hear this. You can't return to South Carolina. There's no reason to. You're going
It's depressing. It's the truth. But, I mean, that's my loser of the week, Carolina Gamecocks, because you're losing what could have been number one overall draft pick.
The greatest quarterback in y'all's history,
either the NFL or
talent-wise, I mean.
Probably Miami. Yeah. So that's my loser of the week. And we're going to finish with our last segment that we do at the end of every episode. Baller BS. Last week I hit Kevry with mine. So Kevin's going to take the lead this time. He's going to throw his opinion out there. We're going to see what we got here.
All right. Baller BS, brother. We talked about it earlier, brother. But actually on the last one, my baller BS is Colts are winning the Super Bowl this year. You think that's baller BS, brother?
I'm going BS.
Yeah,
I'm going BS. And this is why. Daniel Jones is the reason for me. Daniel Jones looks incredible. He does.
Yeah.
But he has done this before. He has played this game. He has done this. Yeah. And the team around him is better. The only way I see the Colts making it to the Super Bowl is if Jonathan Taylor plays the way he did last week, puts him on his back and runs it. But you're a Jonathan Taylor injury away from this team having like a 2 and 5 slide.
Yeah, if you're
and Jonathan Taylor, the way that they throw him on his back, and just running backs in general, they get injured all the time. You are a Jonathan Taylor injury away from losing 4 or 5 more games this season. He stays healthy. I think they got an okay shot to make it.
Yeah.
On top of the AFC, you're battling Josh Allen, you're battling Pat Mahomes. Like if you go AFC Championship game, I can see it now, prime time.
Yeah.
And you put Daniel Jones and Patrick Mahomes up on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, it is going to take the most perfect game by the entire Colts organization as a whole.
Yeah.
To get Daniel Jones to beat Patrick Mahomes in an AFC Championship.
Yeah.
And looking at that, seeing that in the landscape, That's why I got to call it BS. Right
Yeah.
now, I see where you're coming from, but with those AFC teams, I got to call it BS.
I don't know. Maybe it's recency bias, brother. But I like the Sauce Trey and I like Jonathan Taylor
Yeah.
going for. I mean, he just had what 50 points of fantasy this
He
week.
did.
So
He did.
that's why I'm saying. I mean, it's recency bias. And they got Javarius Ward coming back at cornerback, so that'll be with Sauce Gardner. But yeah, I get what you're saying, dude. It's gonna come late December, January, brother. Daniel Jones playoffs.
Yeah.
I can see them stacking the box against Jonathan Taylor, shutting down the run and making him throw the ball.
Yep, and that's where you get into a
Yeah,
sticky situation, my friend. But guys, once again, this is episode 2 of Ball Talk with the Boys. Me and my boy Kever here.
Sir.
If you guys like, make sure you subscribe. Ball Talk with the Boys on YouTube. Ball Talk with the Boys on TikTok. Like I said, we're going to put our bets. We're going to put in our fantasy players on TikTok. So if you don't want to listen through the whole podcast, make sure next time you wrap back around, hit our TikTok. We'll put all of our key points on there so you can scroll through and hit them quick. But yeah, once again, another episode in the books. We will see you guys next Tuesday for a Ball Talk Tuesday. Don't miss it next week. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace.